Hi guys, today I want to show you a very interesting questions that 90% of people make mistake if they haven't encountered this question before. This is the question I'm talking about. So we have 1 over x is greater than 1 and we need to find x. I want to show you a very common mistake when people see this question for the first time. What they do was they time x on the left hand side and x on the right hand side to balance this inequality. So let me quickly show you the problem right here. So I have 1 over x and then I time x on the left, I time x on the right. We can say 1 over x times x will give me 1 and 1 is greater than x here. So we have 1 is greater than x. I'm gonna sub x equal to -1 because -1 is less than 1. So when I sub -1 in here, I will have 1 over -1 and that will be equal to -1 and -1 is less than 1. 1 divided by -1 is less than 1. So where is the problem here? We time x to both sides. We don't even know if x is positive or x is negative. If x is positive, yes, we can take it to the other side and we don't change this inequality size. However, if x is negative and when you want to time negative to both sides, you actually switch the negative side. For example, let's say if I have 1 is less than 2. For sure this is correct. And if I time 2 on the left hand side and 2 on the right hand side, I will have 2 less than 4. Instead of time a positive number, I time a negative number. For example, if I time -2 in here and I time a -2 in here, I have -4, and we all know that -2 is greater than -4. So if you time a negative number to both sides of the inequality, you need to switch the sides. Over here, we time x to both sides without knowing if x is positive or negative. We cannot multiply x to the left and x to the right because we don't know whether x is positive or x is negative. This problem called inequality with pronumeral in the denominator. So let's take 5 seconds to think about this inequality. How can we solve it? We're going to make x to the numerator, but we cannot time x on the left hand side and the right hand side. But one thing we can be sure, x squared is greater than or equal to 0. I time x squared on the left hand side and x squared on the right hand side. So now I have 1 over x times x squared. Sorry, for x different to 0. And now we just solve this inequality. So now we have x is greater than x squared. And I'm going to bring this x to this side. So I have x squared minus x. And all of this will be less than 0. The best way to solve this quadratic inequalities is sketching this parabola. So I need to factorize them out before I sketch it. So now I have x minus 1. That will be less than 0. Just going to quickly draw it down here. Now, this parabola have x-intercept at 0. And over here we have x-intercept at 1. And if you look in this quadratic equations here, we have a positive coefficient in front of x squared. That means this parabola is going to go concave up. So it's going to be like this. And this whole equations over here is less than 0. So I shade the area below the line here. And now my answer is in between 0 and 1. Therefore, x have to be in between 0 and 1. Now, if you test any value of x in between 0 and 1, let's say 0.5, and you plug it in here, 1 divided by 0.5, you have 2. 2 is greater than 1. Or if you plug in 1 over 3 in here, then 1 divided by 1 over 3, you have 3. 3 is greater than 1. Yep. And thank you very much for watching. If you find value in my content, please like and subscribe.